Hello, everybody, and welcome to this week's edition of the Cover Four podcast. As Randy Gibson and I have a lot to talk about the upcoming CFP.
Oh man, what a weekend in college football and in
Isn't
the
that the truth?
football world for sure.
So, OU has to face Alabama. That will be the first game. That'll be on Friday night.
hmm
A
Yeah,
rematch. I'm not, I'm like kind of like you, not real crazy about the rematch, but it's better than the alternative.
that is true. At least they're in and they're playing. I'm not real happy. I don't like to see teams play twice in the same year. That's just a
Yeah.
personal pet peeve of my own. Um, I like to see the difference. I was really deep down, I was hoping Oklahoma wouldn't face either Notre Dame or Miami and Norman, but it's not to be
Hmm.
that way.
Yeah. Uh, Notre Dame decides to take their ball and run with it.
They sure did. They went
Uh,
home.
they were not happy,
Mm-mm.
but I think I'm going to take Paul Feinbaum's stance. The committee got it right as far as who should be in there.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, Notre Dame's schedule was like strength of schedule was like 44.
Yeah, not good.
So uh, they weren't playing anybody
Nope.
uh, except their usual opponents, like Brigham, like Boston College,
Mm-hmm.
Purdue, USC,
Mm-hmm.
uh, etc. Now, here's the thing that I think that the committee is telling Notre Dame, and I posted something about this on Facebook, is that Notre Dame needs to get in the conference
That's the biggest thing right there, I think, too. They need to get in a conference and play within a conference and they get
and play a
chances.
real schedule.
Yep. Yep.
So I think that's the message that they are sending,
Mm-hmm.
not only to Notre Dame, but also up the road a piece, up on the hill
I think so.
at Northeastern.
Yep.
We're going to have to get into a league within the next year or two, probably 27, because we're going to play a independent again in 26.
Yeah.
Uh, now, talking with my friend in Hawaii, Bill Powers, former sports information director at uh, East Texas A&M now, formerly Texas A&M Commerce and East Texas State, and then went on to Midwestern out in Wichita Falls, left there and retired from Texas, then went to New Mexico State and had an athletic director out there that wasn't letting him do his job. He left there and wound up going to Hawaii Pacific, and that's where Bill retired. He's now working for the city and county of Honolulu, but he keeps his finger on NCAA Division II.
Mm-hmm.
And here's the two options. If Northeastern does not go back into the MIAA, and there's no secret that Northeastern wants to get out of that thing.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, the one of two things is either go back and the Lone Star Conference kisses and makes up with Northeastern because they're needing football schools.
Yeah, they are. They've
Uh,
lost many.
they've lost East Texas,
Mm-hmm.
they've lost Abilene and Tarleton.
Mm-hmm.
All three of those are now one double A's,
Mm-hmm.
FCS, whatever you want to call it. And they're in the Southland Conference. Uh, that's a good league, but the Lone Star has had to pick up two former NAIAs in Texas Permian Basin and Sol Ross. And then compound the problem, there are two teams in the Northwest that has had to go as an affiliate member of the Lone Star Conference in football only. That's Central Washington and Eastern Oregon. So you got to have them, either you go out there one time during the season and the other team comes this direction. So it really makes it hard uh, on the Lone Star.
Mm-hmm.
The other one is the Great Lakes Valley Conference. This is where Southwest Baptist and Lincoln up in Jefferson City, they left the MIAA and joined that league. And there's four teams in Missouri that are in that league. The other two are what used to be Missouri Rolla, now Missouri S&T, and then what used to be Northeast Missouri, which is Truman State.
Mm-hmm.
So do you go into that league or do you go to the Lone Star? That's going to be the question for Northeastern when football season comes around in 26. So that's the big question. And like I say, very similar to what occurred with Notre Dame,
Mm-hmm.
and they're going to have to find a, a conference. And I said they need to kiss and make up with the Big Ten. That would be their perfect spot,
They need to do
not
something.
the ACC,
Yeah, because
because then you're playing. Uh, you play Purdue as a conference game. You
yeah.
play Indiana, and that would be two rivalry games inside the state of Indiana for them.
Mm-hmm.
Then you got Michigan, Michigan State, Ohio State, Iowa, uh, Penn State, who has a new football coach in Matt Campbell, who
Yeah.
comes there from Iowa State.
For Iowa State, which would be, yeah. And then, you've got you're playing some really good high profile conference games when you're doing
Right. Not only football, but
that.
basketball as well.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, Jimmy Dykes was talking yesterday, well, talked Monday. Uh, he was home in Springdale, and him and his two dogs, they were out on the golf course, Springdale Country Club, and they were not the dogs were not chasing squirrels. They were ball hawking. They were looking for golf balls. And he was talking about the Big Ten right now in the top 12. Big Ten's got four teams
Yeah.
in week 6, and he was talking about, if you are in the top 12 on week 6 of the poll, there's a pretty good chance you're going to be in the final four.
Well, yeah. You look, and then in the final, well, as far as football, you get in there and you look at who the Big Ten have got in right now and who the SEC has got in right now, and you're going to have some really good games going on.
Yeah, let's talk about that. Let's talk 5 versus 12. Oregon goes against James Madison,
Yeah, I have a
and
problem with that one.
that one. Well, I knew that James Madison would be the 12 after uh, Virginia didn't hold serve.
Mm-hmm.
So two of the group of fives got in. If they
Yeah,
hadn't have, then it would have been Virginia would have been the 11 and Tulane would have been the 12.
yeah,
Tulane, they get to make a short trip from New Orleans to Oxford.
yeah, yeah.
Um,
I have a problem with that one too. I
well,
just I think it's bad that schools like Notre Dame and I'm gonna, even though they got plummeted again, I'm gonna throw BYU in there, that they get left out, and James Madison, who you have to assume is going to get absolutely trounced, is in.
well, you would think, but there is a rule that the group of five conferences,
No,
which is the Sun Belt, uh, the American, uh, the MAC, uh, there's a couple of others. But if they're ranked in the top 25, then they get a seat at the table and get the 12 spot. But it just so happened that the conference champion from the ACC had five losses and was unranked. And
yeah.
that's the reason why the ACC, uh, their only rep is going to be Miami. And the reason why that is because head to head against Notre Dame.
Mm-hmm.
And even though that was game one,
Let's
it
face
has to carry
it,
some weight.
wouldn't Ole Miss and Notre Dame be a better game than what they're playing?
No,
You don't think so?
no. I think Tulane will give
You think they'll give them a,
Ole Miss some problems, mainly because Lane's not on the sideline.
well, that's true. Now with Ole Miss, they've got a big
New
problem with
coach.
that. I Let me back up and say, do you think Notre Dame and Oregon would have been a better game than James Madison and Oregon's going to be?
Uh, Possibly. Uh, I have a friend that does James Madison's games. In fact, he and that was the last game I got to broadcast, and it was here
Mm-hmm.
in Tahlequah during COVID. It was a women's game up here at Northeastern, and Dave Riggert was the broadcaster for Missouri Western. I was going to broadcast the game, but their football game at Nebraska Kearney got COVIDed out. And so he wound up coming to Tahlequah, and I did color for him.
Hmm.
But he left a year later from St. Joe, and he's now the broadcaster for James Madison for football and basketball. So a very nice pay raise
I'm sure.
from broadcasting in St. Joe, doing Division II, and now he's doing a doing a 1A.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, it probably would be a better game, but I would take Oregon, especially at Alton.
Oh, yeah.
And the duck coming in on the back of the Harley. Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
So uh, the other two games, and I don't have my list with me because it's down in the other room. I'm down here in my bedroom. We've had to take care of had some technical problems, and we're doing this on my phone tonight
Yeah.
instead of on my computer. We got some technical issues, and Randy's son-in-law, Aurora's husband, he's the uh, I guess you'd say the computer guru.
He's the computer whiz.
Yeah.
for
And try
sure.
to figure out what the heck I did on my end. I think it was operator error on my end of the thing. And it wouldn't connect up. And so we're doing it on my cell phone tonight. So, but it's one of those things. A&M, they're at home as the 5 seed, and
All right.
I can't think who they are, who they've got.
Hang on a second. I'll tell you. No,
Yeah, I know OU
OU.
and Bama gets to play
They playing.
Indiana.
Yeah, playing in Norman.
Yeah, playing in Norman on Friday night. And then uh, I would rather see the $1 million band making the 5.5 mile hike in the Tournament of Roses parade than the Pride.
Ah, Pride's done that.
Yeah, they've done that before. Both
Yeah,
Alabama's done it as well.
yeah, they have. Um, I would love nothing more than to see my good friend Haley, the drum major at OU, um, make lead the Pride down in that Tournament of Roses parade. That would just
Mm-hmm.
please my soul to no end. And if she's watching or listening, she'll know that senior drum major. And I hope she gets to do more than just, I'm happy she gets to do one more game at least. And I hope she gets to do a whole lot more. Um,
Yeah.
A&M is the one that's playing the U. They're playing Miami.
Oh, yeah, that's right. And then they get the winner of that one. They get Ohio State. Am I correct?
Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah, they do. And of course, Ole Miss gets Georgia. So
Mm-hmm.
you have to assume that's going to be an SEC uh,
Mm-hmm. Rematch.
rematch quarter there. Um, OU Bama gets they got the hard one. They got Indiana.
Yeah, they got Indiana who beat Ohio State because Ohio State's kicker misses a chip shot.
Yep.
So that will be interesting because this is the first time since 1967 that Indiana makes the trek to Pasadena.
Wow.
49 years.
Wow.
That's the last time the Hoosiers played in the Rose Bowl. Now, you think for a second, you think there's going to be a lot of red and white
Oh,
in in the stands there at uh, the Rose Bowl,
most definitely.
whether it's OU, Alabama, but I'm especially thinking Indiana.
Indiana. Yeah. There will most definitely be a lot of Indiana
Yeah,
fans represented at that game.
probably 45,000, could you say?
Probably at least.
At least.
At
Because
least.
I'll the team that makes it, whether it's OU or Alabama, they're going to have their full allotment.
Yeah, they are. They will. I I don't know. My Sooner Vision glasses and hopes and dreams are hoping for Oklahoma to face off with Texas Tech the next game.
Ain't happening.
But I don't see that happening because Tech's got to
No.
come up against, let's face it, it's going to be Oregon. I would if I were a
But
gambling guy like my older brother was, I
yeah,
would I would say at least a 90 to 95% chance that Tech is gonna be facing Oregon
yeah, but on a neutral field.
on a neutral field. Yeah.
Now, am I correct on this? That Tech is in the Cotton Bowl. Is that right?
That's correct. I'm pretty sure, yeah, which will be almost like a home field advantage to them.
Yeah, yeah. Georgia will play in the Peach Bowl.
Hmm. Which again will be almost like an advantage, a home field advantage to them.
Yeah, and then Ohio State would play. Uh,
That the
that would be the Orange Bowl, wouldn't
orange,
it?
either orange or
Okay.
would it be orange or let's see. Yeah, I guess so. I guess it would be.
So they're going to go to Miami, which that means good weather. That's the good thing.
Hmm. Hmm.
Then go to the semifinals, and then the championship games in Miami.
Yeah,
So if Ohio State gets there, they get to play twice.
let's see. All right, I've got the list here. Let's see. Ohio State's in the Cotton.
Oh, they're going to the Cotton. Okay.
Ohio
And
State's
where's Tech going?
Tech's going to the orange.
They're going to the Orange. So they flip flopped.
Yep.
So okay. All right.
Yep.
Cool. But I would say things will be very interesting the 19th and 20th.
Yes, it will. It will. At
So,
this point, after the past few years and everything that Oklahoma's faced with Lincoln Riley sneaking off in the middle of the night, I'm just glad that Oklahoma gets to hang this CFP banner back in Everest.
mhm. uh,
They may not make it past the first round, but at least they'll get to hang the banner,
yep, right.
which is a lot
Speaking of,
better than a lot of people around the country thought they would do this year.
yes. Uh, speaking about Lincoln Riley, they're going to play in San Antonio
Yeah,
at against TCU in the Alamo Bowl.
an Alamo Bowl. Hmm.
That'll be a good game.
It
There's
will
some
be.
good games out there.
It will be a very good game, and I'm really, again, I'm really disappointed that the Cheez-It Bowl, or no, I'm sorry, the Pop-Tart Bowl is going to be BYU and Georgia Tech and not BYU and Notre Dame.
Hmm.
Because I think the BYU Notre Dame game would have been a huge game and a huge draw.
Oh, yeah, yeah,
And you had two religious independent schools.
right. Well, former independent schools with BYU now in the Big 12.
Well, in Big 12, yeah. Yeah, independent that way. I guess I was thinking religious school.
Yeah, true, right, right.
Yeah.
But they were until 2 years ago, they were the only two independents.
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
So, but yeah,
So
that's go ahead.
talking about Notre Dame opting out, they started a flurry of opt-outs too with Iowa
Yeah.
State, Kansas, Baylor.
Well, the now the thing here is okay, Iowa State and Kansas State was mainly because they had new coaches.
Right.
Their coaches had left. Campbell went to Penn State, even though they filled it. But I didn't know about this one was K State's coach, who was really good in one double A. Uh, he started having some health trouble
Hmm.
and he retired. That's the reason why he left. And the uh, the new coach is a former quarterback of the Wildcats. You may remember him, Colin Klein.
Oh, I remember him well. He gave us fits.
Hmm.
He
So
seemed
he's
like
going to be the
he seemed
new
like he was
head
there
coach.
forever.
So he's going to be the new head coach at the Little Apple.
Yeah, yeah. Um, I What do you think about these teams opting out?
Well, it lightened their pocketbook
Yeah,
uh,
the Big 12
because
talking about a
Brett
half.
Yomar, the commissioner of the Big 12, fined each one of them 500,000.
Yeah, and I think the Big
Because
12 had the most opt-outs.
yeah, they did, they did. Uh, but here's the thing that they've got to look at, that they should have looked at, is that the league has so many spots to fill for the bowl games.
Hmm.
Okay, there's a there's like 3, 5, and 7s, which one is Rice. They're getting to play in a bowl game.
And see, it seemed like just a few years ago you didn't even qualify to go to a bowl game unless you won
Right.
six.
You won 6. You had to win 6. Yeah.
Yeah.
But now the way this was, uh, some of the 5 and 7s, and it's mainly because of their academic uh, stuff. How
Hmm.
good are they in the classroom too?
Yeah.
Uh, that's the ones who are getting in. They're getting rewarded uh, for even though they were 5 and 7, they were really good in the classroom, and that's how they got rewarded.
Hmm.
So that's a good criteria if you got to go to the 5 win teams, and that's also if you don't have that many 6 and 6s.
Yeah.
So you got to look at that too. But I think it'll weed out some of the lower bowl games. I think you'll weed some of them out.
Hmm.
Uh, but there's a couple, that true they're kind of lower ranked, but I kind of hate seeing these two go by the wayside. Would be the Fenway Bowl. You get to play in Fenway Park.
Yeah.
That's one. The other one is the Pinstripe Bowl, played in Yankee Stadium,
Yeah.
and you get to play where the New York Football Giants
Hmm.
used to play. Well, even it's not the old Yankee Stadium, but that's where they played at back in the day. That was also where the first overtime uh, championship game took place back in the 50s between the Giants and the Colts.
Yeah. Yeah. A lot
So
of the bowl games, I just think this year with these opt-outs, I think you're going to see the bowl game
there'll
scene.
be fewer. I think there'll be fewer because you don't have some of them won't get there because of the crowds won't be that big.
Hmm.
Uh, there's a couple of bowl games they're playing down at the Star in Frisco.
Mm.
That's the Cowboys practice facility,
Yeah.
and it only seats like I think it seats like about 18,000. The reason why I say that is because they play high school playoff games in that sucker.
Well, you can't even make, there's no way you can make money, I don't think. How
I
could,
don't think they can, but somebody's supplementing it.
yeah.
Uh, it's not only the title sponsor, but with it being at the Star, who's not to say Jerry's helping out. So I think there's two at the Star, and there's one where FC Dallas plays
Hmm.
outside. In fact, that's where they'll play if they haven't moved it, that's where they'll play the FCS championship for 1AA.
Yeah.
And then Division Two is going to be just up the road in McKinney, and that's next week. And it's competing against the Texas State Championship games being played at Jerry's World.
Yeah. I'd
But
venture, I'd venture to
you
say Jerry's World will be more full than that one.
yeah, because McKinney ISD Stadium seats, I believe, 15,000. But all four teams are not from Texas that are left in it.
Hmm.
Ferris State's one of them, and Harding from over at Searcy, they're in the other semifinal. So it could be Ferris State and Harding playing next week in McKinney for the Division II title, which wouldn't be too bad
No, no,
because there will be a crowd. I can say that much.
yeah.
So, I think we've covered
I do
what
want,
we were gonna
yeah,
cover tonight.
I do want to give a huge shout out to Northeastern
Yes,
Redmond, man.
most definitely 56-21
Yeah,
over East Central to win the first America's Bowl up at Gable Field, Doc Wadley,
how excited
and
to have been in Tahlequah
there
for
was a good crowd. I
good.
mean, I drove up there, looked at the west side, and they had a good crowd. I went up there about third quarter, and it was 42-14 at the time. Then drove over by the high school, and then turned back around, and East Central brought quite a few people,
Hmm. I
and
was
even brought a pep band too.
I am so excited for Northeastern to get to host the bowl game. Well, first of all, to be in the bowl game after what
Yeah,
they've gone through for over a decade and a half, it seems like.
yeah,
And
it
then,
has been that long.
yeah, and then to win the darn thing right
Yeah,
there at home. That was fantastic. Congratulations to them. They've done a fantastic turnaround this year.
yeah. Darren Cheverini's done a great job of getting things going, and it's going to be interesting to see what recruiting will be like this coming year. He
Yeah.
had three guys that were named to the Super Region 4 team. I didn't get the names of the guys that uh, were on that team. That's the whole region around here. That would be the Lone Star, the MIAA, and a couple of other conferences. With other, of course, the Great American. That's the ones in this super region.
Yeah.
So, but like I say, great job to Darren and the guys. The Redmen go 9-3 this year. Uh, I'll say one thing, basketball wise, Lady Reds right now are 8-1.
Wow. Fantastic.
So Key's got them going.
Good.
Uh, the Redmen think they are. I know they're 0-1 in the league. They got beat by uh, UA Fort Smith in the opener. They played Newman up at Wichita Saturday, but I didn't get the score on that one. But they're off till at least Saturday because it's finals week this week here at Northeastern and everywhere else.
Tis the time. Tis the time. Yeah, Oklahoma's had to
Yep,
make some adjustments on finals and stuff for the game
finals and practice. Yep,
practices and stuff. Yeah.
yep. So and football is pretty much done this week. It's 4A, 3A, and 2A, I believe, and Class A. They're the ones that are finishing up the state championship game.
Yeah, I did catch the news from back home. Bigsby won another one, I guess.
Oh yeah, oh yeah. But they had a tougher time than what a lot of people thought they would. The Owasso Rams and Bill Blankenship gave them all they wanted. I think it was 24-14 was the final.
Wow.
So Both teams had to make the trek to Edmond to play that thing. That's one of the things with the OSSAA. They've signed a contract with UCO to host all the state championship games, and haven't talked to Matt Cloud lately, but I'm kind of interested to see what may happen because I haven't even seen what the new districts look like for 26, 27.
Hmm.
I'm wondering if there will be an OSSAA next year
Really?
because there's been some talk. Uh, the 5As and 6As are not happy with the OSSAA.
I don't think.
That's no secret.
Yeah, I don't
That's
think.
not a secret.
Oh,
Uh, and the OSSAA has lost some lawsuits left and right
hmm.
uh, on the eligibility stuff. So it's going to be interesting to see what may happen.
Well, that'll be a story to
Could they
follow.
be? This is not a new thing.
No, this has been.
This has been going on
Let's say this has been.
all the way back to when Matt's dad, Gil Cloud, was the athletic director at Union. And
Yeah,
I covered Union for the Broken Arrow Ledger at that time. Gil Cloud, and I told this to Matt, I said, dig through your dad's stuff, but he's got where they were going to form a new association and it would have had how much it would cost to get things started, how much to have an executive secretary, the championships, etc. And Randy, this was back 1984, 1985.
I was going to say that was back to whenever I first got out of high school. I remember some of that talk
Yep.
on.
Mm-hmm.
It's been a long time.
It almost happened a couple of years ago,
I remember
but
that.
one school backed out on the 5A, 6As, and that was Jinx.
Hmm.
That came from Matt, and the guy who was the athletic director, he's no longer the athletic director. In fact, he's not even associated with the school system anymore.
Wow.
And the athletic director at Jinx now, you see him out on the NFL field as a white hat wearing number 19, Clay Martin. He's the athletic director at Jinx.
Hmm.
And I told Matt, I said, Clay would vote for Jinx to get out of the OSSAA, just like everybody else, all the other
Yeah.
63 schools in 5A, 6A.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I wouldn't be surprised if that day's coming. And it could be sooner than later.
Could be now
Yeah. Yeah.
with the
So,
lawsuits going on and what's happening there. Yeah, it very well could be sooner than later.
yeah. And I would venture to say if 5A, 6A goes, there's going to be some others that will do the same thing as well.
I would think so.
Yep. Anything else on your end, sir?
No, just out here getting ready for the big Pop Tart Bowl against Georgia Tech out here in Provo. Cosmo,
No work.
Cosmo. Don't be surprised if Cosmo doesn't pop up out of a toaster. Knowing me.
Oh, knowing him, let's see. You showed me what he did for the last ball game, and
Yeah, yeah,
he was sliding down and went over a flaming rope.
yep. He sure did.
Uh, that boy, he is certified crazy.
Yep. He's definitely, as far as I'm concerned, he's the best mascot in college football.
Oh, no doubt, no doubt. Well, topics next week will be who will we think will win the uh, ball games coming up,
Yeah.
and we'll figure out whatever else we can think of.
Yeah, sounds
We'll
like
do that next week when we see you again on the Cover 4 podcast. We'll see you then.